Yeah. Welcome to the DJ Freak Show. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to get stuff this way so I won't knock nothing down.
What it do, baby? It's your boy DJ Finger coming to y'all hardcore. Y'all see I'm already turned up on a hardcore, cold Monday. But I'm here. So first thing I want to do is give honor to God, man, for giving me this blessing, man. Keep walking, talking, dealing with me, doing everything He's doing with me. I always want to acknowledge Him first, you know what I'm saying? So make sure I keep that covenant with Him, and you know what I'm saying? Him and JoJo, so they ride or die with me, you know what I'm saying? Even when I don't think they there, they still there. So thank y'all. What's up, Lady J?
Good morning.
What's up, JD? That's up.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good
Hey,
morning.
like, what's that? What's channel 3, channel 5? Pass it on.
Pass it on.
Pass it on.
Got some money to pass
Channel
on?
five.
Pass it on.
Man, where it's at?
Yeah, pass it on. So glad to see y'all up with us this morning, you know what I'm saying? Making it do what it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Here we are a year and a month into this, baby. A year and a month. You know what I'm saying? There was times where I wanted to give up and I wanted to put it down, but something stayed in me, and it was y'all and God
Pushing.
and
Yeah.
JoJo. JoJo talked to me even when I was trying to take a nap. He talked to you the other day, didn't he? When you try to take a nap, what you tell him? I'm talking to you, Lady J.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh, look at
Look, and I can't see who he looking at with them darn shades on, and then.
Oh, you talking about when I told you when I was sitting up there?
Yeah.
I had did a whole play in my head.
And it is hard
There
to
you go.
take a nap when you got all this stuff
Yep.
going on in your head. You know what I'm saying? You try to lay down and be like, oh man, I'm going to take a nap real quick. Cause you probably was working on something. And as soon as you lay down and your mind relax
Yep.
and calm, them skits and them plays and all that stuff come to you.
It does. That's
You
why I
was
said I
like,
got to buy
ooh.
me a book. A
Yeah.
little thing I can write stuff down.
Y'all was laughing at me.
I already know how it is, so you know I know.
I was just like, Coco was like, lay your little ass down. I was like, okay. Then I'll be laying there looking at the ceiling fan, and then the whole play will come to me. Like I'm actually in the play.
In the play, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You have to act the parts. And,
I'm acting and everything. I'm laughing. I'm giggling. I'm dead serious in the play. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, man, what is wrong with me? But I guess that's the gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For me to get that out. You know. So here we is, February.
February the 1st.
Black History Month. That's what we're talking about today. Black History. You know what I'm saying? So be free to call in. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Go ahead. And while I'm on here, I want to wish my older sister happy birthday today, even though she's gone, resting. But I still want to wish her a happy birthday.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How old would she have been?
70, 67. She been 71, I think.
You do some man. You good?
Yeah.
Get
I
your
had
little-
to-
get
I
your
had
little
to count
piece of
some
paper and
fingers.
then get your little notepad, sticky pad, and
Cause you know
carry
what?
the five.
It's hard to keep up with your own age and
You
try
know
to
what?
keep up with somebody
Man,
else's.
I be having to look at the kids. I be like, you know what? Okay, so you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay, and your birthday. And what year? Okay, so you ain't. Okay, I got you. You know,
Yeah,
how you,
yeah.
you know how you be like, okay, yeah, this year they gonna be such and such,
Such-
and
yeah.
then you keep saying that you be like, wait a minute, you ain't that age yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I
I
understand.
keeps up with my age because my oldest daughter was born when I was 30.
Okay.
So I keep up with my age with her age because she just turned 32. So
Yeah.
I keep up with my age.
And it wasn't like it was an awkward age, like,
Yeah.
27 or
Yeah.
something, and then
It was
you
an
like,
even year.
Right, even year, even year.
So that's how I keep up with it.
I want to say, before we go another further, I know we kind of touched on it, but we lost another great other day.
Yeah.
Miss Cicely Tyson. I can't even. I'm not even gonna start trying to name everything I've seen her on myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing pictures now of her that I never saw before. Like
Really?
when she was younger. I mean, because you gotta think about
Yeah.
it. She was what 90? Was she
96.
96. So there's probably stuff that she done, like works that she's done I may never heard of, or I've never probably haven't seen.
See, I think a lot of folks came in with her with like roots. When folks really start,
Right.
the younger crowd.
People like my age,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's
Y'all
probably
see-
the
y'all
first time
saw
I
that.
remember seeing probably some of them old,
The black and
old
white
black
movies.
you
Right.
got the, like, she was in a lot of movies like Sidney Poitier.
Right.
And stuff
Harry
like that. You got to
Belafonte and
know,
all
like,
them.
watch them.
Yeah.
What was that, Saturday Matinee?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's how you
Yeah.
might have got a chance to
To see
you
all
just
the-
didn't know her younger. You know what I'm saying? Because she been playing movies, man.
The whole-
I
all
seen
this
her in a
time.
black and white movie. She was playing a nurse,
Yeah.
and she had a little low afro. Back then they were wearing the little afros.
Right.
Mhm.
Like Joe.
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Joe ain't gonna get her. He was like, man, look, man, I'm gonna keep this thing going.
Okay,
It's coming
keep-
back. The naturals is coming back,
Yeah.
Jack. And
Trying to keep
to
it
be honest,
alive,
it
man.
is.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
here.
Make it
We
what
are
it do,
here.
baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a lot of people that I would love to acknowledge, and that gave me inspiration. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was a lot of comedians. You know what I'm saying? Like Richard Pryor, Red Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Paul
I'm saying?
Mooney and them.
Paul Mooney. Yeah.
I mean, just Dolomite. Dolomite was like one of my Rudy Ray Moore.
Rudy Ray. I was gonna
Yeah.
say Rudy Ray Moore,
And
Eddie
what
Murphy.
about, I don't know. Do you remember Mom Maisby?
Yeah.
Nah,
See, I like the stuff
yeah,
like that.
that
You
was-
know, 'cause
yeah.
those
And see, I be
like-
going back and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let me watch this. Like,
She was one of the first black female
comedy,
comedy.
because she was like a Red Fox.
oh,
Red
okay.
Fox probably got a lot of his stuff from her.
Now I listened to some Wanda Page was funny.
Who?
Yeah.
See.
Watch it, sucker.
Oh yeah,
Aunt Esther. She
Aunt
was
Esther,
she was a
Oh,
comedian.
yeah.
yeah. I watched
Yeah.
some of her stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was funny.
Keep talking.
They had an older way of actually being comedic. They would
Right.
tell stories like Red Fox would give you a joke and then give you a punchline.
Right.
And talk about that, then give you a joke and then give you a
Joke.
punchline. Whereas with Richard Pryor and them, they would get all of them would have stories that they would tell. But the older ones would have even like Dick Gregory.
See, I like Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory
Yeah.
had his stand-up comedy was like jokes.
Yeah.
He didn't just tell story. He might mention a story, but he gonna tell you some jokes. When you hear Dick Gregory talking, just like if he telling a story, he ain't joking. He telling you
Right.
some real shit. I know this because I met the man, and I didn't say a word. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Shook his hand. And he said, "Hey, look, Grant, hold this for me." He gave me his he had 2 big bags with like nothing but books in it. And he takes them everywhere he go. And they was like, Will was like, "Hey man, look, he's serious about his stuff." He just like you. I'm like, "No, I'm probably just like him. Cause
Yeah.
I walk around with my books on this."
Yeah.
He had bags with books, like textbooks and real,
See?
reference type books. And he was always trying to give up that information because everybody didn't have it.
Right.
And he knew that. So he was another one, that we had that a lot of them folks was trying to give us the business and they was trying to tell us, "Hey y'all, in 2021, all of us ain't gonna still be here. Y'all better take heed to what we trying to tell y'all, because if y'all don't take heed to it, after we leave, it's gonna be up to y'all to do it. Because if not, it ain't gonna never get done. Then you gonna pass it on down to the next generation behind you." And they didn't want that, and just like we don't want to do that, So I appreciate all of them for everything that they did, because they could have just been like some folks is now and be like, "Fuck it, I'm straight. I got mine. You better get yours." And that's not the right way. That's not the right way to see things, because that's the reason why we in this situation we in now with our community, with us,
Right,
with black
right.
community. We talk about black history. Historically, we've always been there for each other. And somewhere down the line, somebody put the seed of information in our head that, you know what, you don't need your next door neighbor for shit. because you got a job, you take care of your family, he take care of his family, he take care of his job, and then he lose his job, and now y'all got crops, and they got some animals, but he done lost his job, so now he can't even afford to feed the animals. You ain't gonna give him no food, help him and his family out, because he may have a time where you need some meat, or some skins or whatever, just
some
being
eggs,
whatever, eggs, milk, all that stuff.
But see, people don't get away from that.
Yeah.
They don't get away from trading and bargaining with each other.
The barter system coming back.
And negotiating. You know, like, hey, man, if you growing wheat and I got eggs, that's bread.
That's bread.
Literally, bread and that money.
Yeah.
Because now you can sell. You got the eggs. Well, you got the wheat. I got the eggs. Lady Jane's a baker. She bakes.
We took it to her.
So she got it. She, okay, that's what I need. Okay, I make the bread. Now when you make the
bread
bread and you sell it, you give us a cut. You make it yours, and guess what?
Now.
Everybody eats.
Everybody
eats. That's how it was supposed to be.
You can't do no Cain and Abel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you feel like, Lady Jason, we gave you all the stuff. You just give us a little taste, and you keep the bulk of it. And then you don't give it to nobody else, and then you start selling it.
And now you making money, and all we doing is working the fields and tending to the chickens.
It wasn't designed to be that way. It was designed to make sure we all ate. It wasn't designed for somebody slick trying to make some money on the side, and we all intentions on still trying to feed and take care of each other. You supposed to be putting that food in the storage.
Yeah.
To feed later. You know what I'm saying? But shit, when we came to you, like, hey, y'all, well, shit, my bad. I went on Souls.
What do they
some of that
say
stuff.
about the ants? The ants all summer, they working to store their food.
And the grasshopper just chewed tobacco, was bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
And then when it got cold outside, they done went in the house, locked the door, and they got food. He looking like, man,
y'all,
let me get something. And he died. He died. Yeah. All he had to do was put in some work.
They did.
Here go the messed up part about this story. The ant had a whole team. Ant, you ain't never seen no ant putting in all the work by themselves.
Never.
And the queen, she's staying in the house. She's staying on the inside, so she ain't gonna do nothing no way. Her job is to be the one who gives the next generation. But the grasshoppers don't move like that, do they?
No.
So he was by himself. So it would have been smart for him to say, well, look, we don't look alike, but y'all working, and I need to work, so let me work with y'all. They probably would have been like, yeah, come on, work. Come on, help out. You're bigger and stronger than us anyway. You could probably be. You could run security. You're bigger than us. You got stronger legs than we do. But that ain't the case. And now that's the irony in that, because that's what happens with us now. We'll be like, man, we trying to do this, we trying to do that. I ain't finna fool with them white folks. I ain't finna fool with these folks. Man, look, at the end of the day, green is the only color that actually counts. Now, that's not erasing no bullshit that no other race has done to another race. What I'm saying is, if we could say, okay, I'm this race and you're that race, my race and your race, we got racial tension.
Yeah.
But you ain't on it and I ain't on it. We can go and get some green together. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we kind of draw the line because in history, here again, if a black person say, hey, look, man, Mr. So-and-so, I got this money I've been saving up from the crop last harvest. I'm going to put my money in your bank. Oh, okay, that's fine, that's good. Oh, go ahead. They put it in the bank, and they steal it. So I don't know if y'all ever heard about the Hanks. Y'all ever heard about the Hanks?
Yeah.
Back in the days when people didn't trust putting their money in the bank because they would steal it.
Right.
So they would take the money and they would either put it in a mattress at home or they would go on
buried outside.
Buried outside. My grandmama said on the north side of the tree so everybody be able to find it. And if you try to go and dig it up, you'll hear something on the tree knocking or whatever. You look up and it's a ghost and it'll scare you. That was the story that she told me. And that's how she told me about how people didn't put their money in, black people didn't put their money in banks, because that might be your whole life savings. And you got enough money to last you for a little while to take care of your family. As long as you don't have it, you can go get it.
That's what the banks does. It takes your money and gamble with it.
Yeah, that's it. Same thing with the stock market and everything.
That's that movie I was watching was 21. Is it 21 Slave something?
12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah. And the dude.
I thought you were talking about 21 Jump Street. I'm like,
21 Catch.
The guy, you know how back then, even to this day, you think somebody got your best interest when they come to you with your money. and the dude said that he would pass the money on, and the black dude trusted it.
Right.
Man, the white dude got on down on it with his money. And what could he say back then? I had saved some money. You didn't supposed to have no money anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, look at where that trust was, and that dude knew it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They know.
And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Look how we are so forgiving people. You know what I'm saying? This is something I asked. And this, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on this one. The Holocaust didn't happen here. Why are we celebrating it here when slavery actually happened here, and they give us 1 month, and it still don't mean shit?
And they said the Jews wasn't the only one that was
Do
in
you
the
know
Holocaust.
everybody has
it
got
was all different colors.
He
All
killed
color
blacks.
was in there.
He killed blacks. If you were gay,
Yeah.
if you were anything
that he didn't
white
like,
and blue-eyed, green-eyed, whatever they was trying to look for, they killed your butt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So blacks got killed in there too.
Yeah.
They did.
We everywhere.
I was just saying, anytime some bullshit pop off, you remember when they ran up in the Capitol? It was some black folks and they were like, see there? Y'all, that's why I said on the show, man, y'all let them folks have their time. Y'all just sit back in and watch the show. Because that ain't got nothing to do with us. We be like, man.
And at first, I said, I ain't see no black people. As they constantly showed the video, they had out of nowhere, there's one black dude standing in the middle of the White House with a backpack on.
Probably a crisis actor. Hey
and
man,
I was looking at him, I was just like,
he probably just walked up in there since it was open.
Oh no, he was paid to be there. He was paid to be there.
He was.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of them folks was paid to do that shit.
All them folks, and his ass was in there stealing. His main purpose was all these white people, they ain't gonna see me.
Ain't no. Okay.
He wasn't thinking.
Sound good.
He wasn't that. He just seen all. You know what I'm saying? You run across Walmart, you see 100 motherfuckers run up out of Walmart. How many folks gonna pull on over? They might not pull in the Walmart parking lot. They gonna park on the outskirts, and some folks gonna try their goddamn luck. Some folks gonna try their luck. They gonna feel like, I'm gonna park out here.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
So they won't see me. And then, you know, I'm going to probably get away with it. That black dude probably just walking around and had nothing else to do, seeing a group of folks, and just, you know, let me see what's going on.
Either he was extremely stupid and he literally was like, oh, they not going to see me, or like I was saying, he probably was paid along. Because some of them folks was in there on a mission because they got a paycheck behind it. Hey, man, we need you to go ahead and do this, do that. Now, some of them was probably like, no, it's almost like it was two different type of motherfuckers that went up in there.
I just wouldn't have joined in with that. Cause
I wouldn't have did it.
For me, this is what that means. All these white people, I don't see that many black folks.
And they
I
mad.
know something going bad happen to me.
Right. And
they'll
be the one to do it.
I could be over there with a hot dog stand. Sooner or later, somebody gonna look over there and look at my ass and be just like, hey, go over there and kick his hot dog stand over.
Yeah. Because that was the cop that they was chasing was a black guy. They was chasing him, then you know they would call him every name in the book.
Yeah.
And he's a cop. Yeah. And they was finna do something to him. He was like, bag up, I need some bag up. He goes upstairs, and that's when they stopped because they seen the other ones. I'm like, man, ain't now one of y'all thought I got a gun on my head. Dude,
I'm from South Bend, what's up?
But when a little 15 or 16-year-old boy or girl is outside, they raise their voice because you done already slammed them. Man, let me go. He was resisting, and I was afraid for my life. Well, wait a minute, you shot him in the back, and he handcuffed.
You was told to stand down. White dude, they pull up out the Capitol, beat the hell out of his ass all the way down to the stairs. He got a gun on him now. They took everything he had but his gun.
Yep.
He said he grabbed his gun, and for that second he thought, oh, I can't do this, because he cleaned it up. He said, you know,
he had already been told what to not do.
Yeah, if you shoot somebody, you know what I'm saying? So he took an ass whooping and didn't shoot nobody. You tell me that'd been a black mob?
They would shot everybody.
Took his chance. Everybody that was in the front, they gotta go. They finna roll.
He took his
chance. You out of there. Yeah, if you in the front, what they say what David did, he saw that Bathsheba was beautiful and put her husband on the front line. Yeah. Why? That's where folks get killed at first. You know about the military, Joe. You know how it go. When you in infantry, you going into combat first. You the first one out there, and the folks that come behind you, they might be the one cleaning up your remains.
I'm a sniper. My job is what I'm doing now. Wait.
Patience.
Let this shit have them do what it do.
Just sit there and be still.
I know who the enemy really is. See, I still don't know who the enemy is. It's just everybody just run the fuck them up. Everybody blaming everybody. White people fight white people right now. This the South against the North right now. Sooner or later, they're going to need the blacks again, ain't they? I told Coco, I let her listen to some black history yesterday. She was hot firecracker. Reason we haven't got our 40 acres and a mule, because we're still not considered as citizens. We're still considered as property. That's why they be having that little discussion about voting rights. Because we're still considered as property.
Yep.
Property.
But the thing
you belong to the United States of America.
The thing about the thing about the 40 acres and a mule is that
become a citizen, then you'll get it.
No, they gave it.
They ain't gave you nothing.
Okay.
They gave it to other nationalities.
Check out what happened, man. Just check this out.
Okay, talk to me.
When they first did that, they said they were going to do that. And now, I'm not saying they gave everybody that, but they did give some of them. Hey, man, look, here go 40 acres and a mule. So I need you to just do what you do, right? And then I come in and say, you know what? Why are you still living in the country? Wouldn't you want to live in the big city? You be like, yeah, you're right. I tell you what, man, this land, you got a lot of land, but I mean, you ain't really doing nothing with it. I tell you what, I give you $1,000 for it. Now you might take that $1,000 and buy a whole house. We talking about back in them days.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You might buy a $1,000 house, and that's big enough for your family. And now your house paid for. Even though they could take that too because of if you don't pay them property taxes.
Well, that's what.
So what they did is they took those people that did get those 40 acres and a mule, if you will, and they either bought it from them by little or nothing because they didn't understand the economics behind what they really had. The best thing you can ever own in your life is land, not property, land, because you can do whatever you want to do with it, and it's gonna keep on giving. So they said we got to get this shit back from them. They know how to use the land because they've been doing it for the last 300-400 years, but they don't need it because if they use it. Like they've been using it. We're not gonna get the money that we were getting while they was working for us. Now they work for themselves and they got this money. They're gonna be richer than we are. What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Black Wall Street. You see what I'm saying?
Before that, when they first got there, the United States said, okay, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all these other states, y'all hear us ring that bell? Y'all got y'all little horse and wagon. You go, you got your little flag. You go and stake your land. Now they ain't paying for it. You just gonna go somewhere and stake your land. Now this is what you got caught up at now. If you're a black person, you know you gonna get the shitty part of the land now. If it's a river, any river, that's where everybody mostly going to because you need running water.
Yep, and that would be the most fertile land.
Now this is what you're gonna do. Is you're a smart person, and that's what they got to fight about. The person at the top of the water. Block it off.
Block it off. If you see anybody,
block this off.
Go ahead and do what you got to do.
Got to pay for it.
Plus, you blacks, y'all go over there. Oh shit. The blacks over there growing. So why they go over there? We got the water over here, but if we try to grow something at certain times of the year,
we got to go back further.
It floods. We mess around, let them blacks back there with a good soil that it don't flood back there. But every now and then, but since we blocked it off, it don't flood back there no more anyway.
Right.
They got a good crop back there now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's all about, man, do you know if you plant crops in a certain direction, over time you have to start planting them in a different direction so you won't use up all the nutrients in the soil. And if they don't know that, they might keep on doing this. They're like, why my crop ain't growing? What's wrong? You ain't planting right.
Do you know the method about burning it?
That's part of it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Scorched
saying?
earth.
Because what you're doing is you re-soiling it. You know what I'm saying? To start it all over again.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good. And then they realize if we churn the dirt, we mixing it all up.
Yeah, it's kind of like you got that food. If you don't stir that up, you be like, man, all of whatever's at the bottom.
We got lumps and stuff
all around.
Hey, have some grits and you ain't stirred them up good enough, and the cheese in there, man. You be like, and then you might pull, and then you get one big spoonful, it ain't nothing but cheese. I'm like, you need to stir that up and get the cheese to mix all throughout.
So that was good farming. And then back then, blacks were together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Now they watered down.
And we lived further apart from each other, and we had a more tight-knit community conceptually. We was like, hey, you live 5 miles down the road, but you my next door neighbor, so I hadn't seen your carriage in a while. I was just coming by to see how everything was going, how your mama and them doing.
Remember I sent you that little video a couple days ago, yesterday, 2 days ago? Black African history?
Yeah.
Okay, you think I can say a little bit about that? Let me say this. Let me just ask. Because y'all know I be all over the place. Y'all know I'm still waiting on a spaceship to pull up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the question was, what was the religion for Africans before slavery?
The Per M Heru, coming forth by day awakening. So basically, that was a concept that you didn't see any supreme entity outside of yourself. You recognize that there was a higher power, but you saw it within yourself. Everybody saw it within themselves. Mm-hmm. People listen to the elders. If the elders got up and they started talking, you better not open your mouth until that person right there tells you it's okay for you to do so. That's where that shit came from. You got to raise your hand in class and wait for the teacher to acknowledge you. Who's the oldest person in the class? Yeah. See, in those times, you had to ask the oldest person in that area, I got something to say. Could I
do something?
It was a lot of stuff you couldn't even do. You had to get the okay. And sometimes you remember on Coming to America, and he was like, oh, it's my 21st birthday. He said, yeah, you meet your queen to be. He was like, I don't even know her. He wanted to go and find his woman and fall in love on his own. And he didn't even know who she was. And all she been doing all her life was studying him and how to make him a happy king. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was...
But then, you know, there's a lot of women say right now, like, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Why I got to slave to him? Why I got to serve it? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So some stuff I can see that probably needed to change. Or I wouldn't want a woman. This is just me. I don't want nobody slaving to me anyway. Cause that should get on my nerves or irritate me after a while. What the man?
Well, what was this? What's the saying? How do you feel about when a man say a woman needs to stay in her place? What is a woman place?
That's a man rule that was created by man, and it could be man chauvinist. You know what I'm saying? That a man feel like a woman should stay in her place. Now everybody got their own places. Now, if you wanna,
that's where it originally came from. You know, everybody had a specific role to play. Okay, we're gonna talk about roots. Okay, so the men, their place was to go out, be quiet, hunt, bring back, and then if need be, go to war. Yeah. The women would stay home, prepare, take care of the kids. And the women were the people who were doing all the crops. When you hear about farmers, you think about a man with the overall. No, women was the ones tilling the land because men wasn't doing it. We was out there fighting animals and other dudes.
We were hunting.
So the concept
might take 2-3 days.
Longer than that, depending on what you hunt. Hey, mess around and get to that animal, and they fuck around, they get on down. You be like, man, we gotta wait until they come back, or we gotta go find them.
Yep.
So that originally came from everybody had a place, and everybody knew what role they had to play, and they did it, and nobody had to tell nobody nothing. So when the matriarchy started being the patriarchy, that's when the men started saying, well, you know, your place as a woman is you need to do this, you need to do that. Okay, but you didn't tell him what his place is. You supposed to take him out there like they did Kunta Kinte and show him how to fight, show him how to wrestle, show him how to hunt, show him how to make weapons, show him how to fight. You see what I'm saying? But you don't do that because you're so focused on making sure that woman that you got at your house, your wife, is obeying you because that makes you feel powerful.
Well, then what happened when they got the little boy that didn't want to go out there and hunt? He wants to stay here with mama, and got the little girl won't go out there and hunt.
Hey, we go off of we go off of what was told to us, but technically a lot of stuff that we think was going on. We say, well, back in Africa, we base our opinion off of what was going on back in the ancient times in Africa, based off of what some white folks told us had happened. When in actuality, you seen
African boy, she flipped his ass.
You had
we had to take an ass whooping for some of her.
You had the queen. We ain't talking about just any old woman in the village.
Right.
We talking about so if the king, he going to combat, he going to war, the queen was right beside him, and she would say, okay, well, you know what? I tell you what, Jada Pinkett said it too. She said, I'm not supposed to walk right beside my man because if I'm walking right beside my man, what happens if he needs to wield his weapon? His first strike is going to hit me. So I had to stay behind him by one step, not because I feel like I'm beneath him, because I'm back here watching his back, and while I'm back here, I'm being protected because now I ain't got to worry about him accidentally killing me, trying to protect me. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like if I'm over here swinging my sword and I'm doing all this, you right beside me, you finna get hit. But if you back, you can say, hey, stop. There's somebody coming behind us. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And of course, when it came down to combat, man, had Shep Sweat and them that was out there getting it in. They was out there with spears and swords and shields, and they was out there with the war call right there along with the men. Now, when we see stuff like the men is the only ones fight, that was a European mindset. That was what was happening back in Europe. The queen would stay at home and the king would stay at home, and they would send everybody else out to fight and die. You remember on that movie Troy? He said, war is old men talking and young men dying. That's European. Because back in those days, for us, everybody fought. You know why? Because if they come up in this village in the middle of the night, who you think they're going to kill? Everybody. They not going to even leave. They had to.
Women had to fight. Yeah.
But see, the thing is, women were here before men were. The oldest fossils in the world have always been female. When you look at Lucy, she was like 4.5 billion years old or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a female. They said she had probably given birth at least twice.
Yeah.
So where her kids at? You see what I'm saying?
She had. See, people don't. It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to break down and explain. Then you get to debating and try to. Like I said, it's Black History Month. So I've been doing a lot of studying and researching. And then, I went back, like they said, the trace your heritage, your roots, who you are, to know where you're going. So then, back over in Africa and stuff, and I was like, okay, what's their history? What's going on with them? Okay, they had a different belief then. And it got to the point, well, where did the Bible come in? The Bible is a European religion. And it was put...
Before it was the Bible was revealed in Hebrew first.
Okay.
So when you had the Rosetta Stone, it was some Bible verses and stuff like that on there, and they were in 3 different languages. I think the languages were Latin, Greek, and
question
something else.
for you. You had all these other religions before the Christianity, right?
Right.
And the Christianity went around the world killing folks to converse them to Christianity.
Yeah.
Why? Why you gonna change my belief that I was before yours?
Because they want you to believe what they believe.
It's
like I was listening to an African dude saying he Africa, right? He was talking with his language, like, man, how can I believe that you tell me that I never seen a white man before, and he comes and he tells me that my God is white?
Right.
He said, and I never seen a white man before, and I was just like. And he was just like, only thing I have is my God is in me, my spirit, that's one. He said, my goal is to become one with myself and my spirit.
That's it.
He said, out of my lifetime, he said, even in the Christianity, he said, what do they tell you? You're looking for one. And I was just like, ooh, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? Because what are your purpose here for?
Right.
If you say God brought you here, what is your purpose here? Your purpose to find yourself. To live. Sometimes you could see. Remember I said when you see a person over there calling they arguing, fighting with themselves, they're not. They're 2 or 3 people now.
Right.
But if they come one, he stopped talking to himself.
That's true.
That's true.
But
if a person becomes one in themselves, you cannot say or do anything to them to get them off track.
Nah, you can't. Matter of fact, you'll be trying to get them off track, and you mess around, and they've been and told you what to do, and you be like, yeah, I was trying to do this and that, the third. What the Bible say about making your enemy your stepping stool? This person right here got bad intentions for you, and then while they trying to do something bad to you, you end up helping them to come up out of that and get better as them, as a person for themselves. And they looking like, man, I had all type of bad intentions for you, and you still, extended the olive branch and offered peace and knowledge and education that I didn't already have. That's the reason why I wanted you to fail, because I knew you were doing better than me anyway.
Right.
So I want you to fail so we can be on the same page, because that's the only way we can compete.
Imagine how they say, and if you actually believe in the Bible and other spiritual religion, you're taught to find your inner self, your inner peace, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for your God to take you to the light. Your light. If you don't find yourself, how the hell you gonna find the light? If you die fighting amongst yourself, you fucked. You know what I'm saying? You see people say things and they say one thing and do something else. You don't know who you can trust, who for real, I had a show when I first started. Do you meet the real person or do you meet their representative?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember I had
I
that show?
remember
Who
that.
you meet?
Yeah.
And most people you meet, they represent
You
you.
reading the representative.
Because they going to let you meet who they really are right off the way because they don't trust you, don't know you.
Yeah.
Or they fucked up and they don't want you to see, hey, I'm a terrible person. I'm a piece of shit. And if I let you know that, then I need you to be in my cipher. But if I let you know how I really am, you may say, oh, nah, I'm not going to be around this person because you might have already said, man, if a man is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, shit, that's me. So if I act like that and I show who my real colors are, she going to be like, nah, we ain't doing it. I'm finna get away from him.
I'm going to tell you an example how you know when people in a spiritual way become one. Tyler Perry laying in the car. Thinking, talking to whom?
But whoever was in the car with him.
Himself.
He was in the car with himself.
And all of a sudden, when he became one, he said, aha.
And he been on ever since.
Michael Jordan, you know what he gonna do. How the hell he still hit 40, 50 points on you and he got the damn flu?
Hey, if you know, if I can't stop you from doing what you're doing, and it don't matter if I know you doing this shit or not, knowing is half the battle. Are you gonna be able to do something? Yeah. You remember when Babe Ruth went out there, did the point to the dug and hit the ball that way? Everybody like, how did they know he was gonna do that? He
became one.
He called it. He knew what he was doing.
My thing right now is, I had Miss Tanisha on the other day, and she really kind of brought me back to looking for my spiritual self.
Right.
Me meditating, thinking about how can I take this show and radio station and make it do what it do, baby. And all of a sudden, it was like, aha, like all the stuff I gave you, and then you gotta do it, make it do what it do, baby.
Right.
And when you make it do what it do, I'm gonna show you the rewards with it.
Everything will fall in line because it's like, man.
And I mean, me, you, Lady J, we talk all the time, and we talk about how certain things happen and how we have certain things go on and pop in. Like I said, even with the radio station. And I won't give her credit. Miss Angie. She stepped in right now. You know what I'm saying? Radio station bill came up. She called me and said, I paid the bill. We take care of the other part on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Radio station still shaking record, making it do what it be. So I want to thank her. It brought tears to my eyes. Because she didn't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's a black-owned producer, radio station, business owner trying to grow to make a difference, to get on this little stuff with everybody else.
Yeah.
To say,
it's enough out here for everybody.
I made a change.
It really is.
I stepped out. I hear people come to me and say, you are black entertainment now. We looking at you. We want to see you grow so we can say we know you.
Yep.
That makes me have to keep pouring gasoline and setting myself on fire. When you came in today, what I was doing?
Playing music.
I was in that zone. Having a good old time. I don't fix breakfast. I don't clean the house. Me and Sinbad don't had a good old time. I got some commercials and stuff I got to finish up with beside our skits. But I'm in that good zone and God is blessing me.
He's good.
You know what I'm saying? I love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to call it the Lord, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever you call it your spiritual.
Right.
My thing is, I don't like when people try to change your spirituality to make you believe in their belief.
The way they want you believe.
Because see, my thing is, at the end of the day, when I go home and I close that door and I go in that dark room and I start talking to who? My God. I don't know. It ain't no Jewish on there. It ain't no Pope or Bishop between there. It ain't no certain denomination. It ain't even. He ain't got no color. Cause when I'm talking to him, I don't even see no light. It ain't even no light. It's just me talking, trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, a lot of people think that.
Hold on.
Okay.
How you doing? Hello? You ain't gonna say nothing?
Okay.
That was telemarketer. I'll forget their ass today.
That was one of the ones they don't say nothing. They just hold the phone. Then you call right back, and then it just goes. It's disconnected and shit.
And I hold the phone too. So
I forget them. Y'all see, I finna turn right up on them as soon as they would have said something. I was just like, good evening.
Right.
I would have had some. When they got through, I sold their ass something.
Mm-hmm.
They've been buying ball spray. Y'all see that? Ball spray. Everybody needed it in their household. Hey, I added 4 more flavors.
No, I don't need it.
Yes, you
Well,
do.
No, I don't.
When that dude come back there, and you don't know where the hell he been.
if he come
Laying
through,
on his balls, you don't
no,
know where
he need to
been
keep.
in.
Now he need. No, you can buy him something. He can keep in the car.
Yeah,
There you go.
I ain't keeping it in the house.
Yeah,
Freshen
yeah.
it up. Freshen
He
it up.
walk in, like, hey, hold on, what's it? All right, I'm ready.
No.
Yeah, you ain't gonna.
Fresh.
You know, you pick up a turd and then you say, okay, I wiped it off and I just sprayed some cologne on there. Go wash your hand though. Wash, scrub, motherfucker.
Hey, I was laughing my I see a little video. A lady looking outside of a little boy he played, ain't got nobody to play with. He almost found a dead squirrel.
Yeah. See, he wanted a squirrel.
He was out there shaking the shit out of the squirrel. He was out playing with it. He was like, oh my God. He was saying by the squirrel. I know a squirrel, if he was dead, he was playing like he was dead, hoping that little boy
I'm
put his back.
surprised he didn't bite him.
I don't know.
A dead squirrel?
Was he
Oh, he
dead?
killed it. I don't know.
We
That's,
don't know.
it was dead when you saw it though, right?
Right.
He
We
probably
don't know.
he
Yeah.
might have killed. Well, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. You
The
ever?
boys is rough.
Yeah, but a
Yeah.
squirrel ain't the easiest animal in the world to catch by hand neither though.
Oh no.
Them must,
Man,
hey,
you'll be surprised what little
Hey.
boy won't play with. What he'll come up in the house with.
right. That's why I said he
Oh,
probably that squirrel might have been dead. Cause you get about this close to a squirrel, they make one jump and they over there on the refrigerator. And the one that some of them can fly. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, so you want to see something? I got Sinbad with you.
Oh yeah. Now he
can probably catch
got a
him.
better chance, but see that's in his nature.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And you see how high he can jump.
Yeah.
Let that squirrel jump.
He got
He
him.
gonna catch his ass now.
He got him. He on that ass.
And Sinbad quick. I don't
Yeah, I
see
know.
he don't caught 3 of them now. When he go out now, I guarantee you, if you crack the door and look in there, if he stayed in that cage, he be looking out the window at their ass.
He be saying, I'm gonna get you.
get
That would be
I'ma get
if you let him out that door and he shoot up out there.
He already know what he already got it target.
He already out there after their ass. I'm gonna tell you what's so funny. One day I was walking, me, him, and Junior walking, and squirrel ran across the street on us and ran up the tree. Man, somebody took off my Junior had it, man. He snatched Junior, man, drug Junior 2 yards.
I bet he did.
Junior got over.
He probably he dragging me.
Never dragged me like that again.
Man, look, I'm telling
Junior
you,
mad at crap.
I done seen folk getting drugged by their dog, and hey,
Hey, he almost pulled you down. I'm about to sock it.
man,
She
look,
come back, she was like, man, she said, I'm so mad at him. I said, what happened? She saw a squirrel ran across.
yeah,
I said, I stay in the neighborhood. These squirrels are gangs.
yeah, they got
I
some.
think
They be in
all
the trees throwing
connected.
acorns down at you laughing. I be like, That's why I got Sinbad. We like Marine Corps snipers. Be quiet. I be teaching them low crawl and stuff.
But we go back to everybody and everything has its own purpose.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for the squirrels, a lot of trees that we got, we wouldn't
We
have.
wouldn't have, cause they
You know how they go and bury them acorns
Hey,
and shit,
that
and then
would make
they
the
forget they
trees
down
grow,
there,
yeah.
and the trees grow. Same thing with the bees. If the bees was dead, they said if the bees were to go extinct, we'll be next. The people will be next right behind them
With the flowers.
because of the flowers and the plants. They do so much
They
pollination.
pollinate,
yeah.
Because we ain't doing it. We might do it in a laboratory, but they doing it on a massive worldwide scale.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do it every
Yeah.
day,
All
That's their
day.
job.
That's
That's
their
the only
job.
reason of being alive is to make sure that they do that because all they doing is get what they need so they go back to the hive.
Hive.
But what they doing is helping us.
Okay, check this out, y'all. JD, you want to read what PK said?
She said, I don't think anyone celebrates the Holocaust. It's more of a memorial, in my opinion. Just like we don't celebrate slavery, but you should never forget it. And I agree.
Yeah.
I think that when going back to the statement you were talking about reparations, because that's what the 40 acres of the mule,
Yeah.
that's reparations. So they did give some black people reparations. They probably did it in secret, or some people may just say, "Man, look, you worked for me a long time, John boy, and I'm gonna tell you what, you can't work for me no more. Here go you something." You know what I'm saying? But they gave Japan reparations.
Yeah. They
For
gave
Hiroshima and
Yeah.
Nagasaki. They've given the Chinese reparations for help building the fucking railroad systems over
Yeah,
here.
totally.
They gave the Native Americans the reparations because they had them on the Trail of Tears. They put them on those reservations and
Right.
killed them.
So they don't pay taxes.
Yeah,
Indian pay taxes.
that's and go to school for it's a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
lots of.
So I mean, a lot of people have gotten. Of course, the Jews have gotten reparations because of the Holocaust, and I mean it's a long list of people who the United States has given money to, saying, hey, look, you know what? We're sorry that bullshit we did, so we hope this makes it better. And they say, oh, well, shit, now we talking. You know what I'm saying? And we sit up here like, hey, man, what about us? Ain't you supposed to be at work? And y'all laughing, I'm dead serious because the slavery never ended. It was a transference of ownership. Because at first slavery was privately owned or business. Yeah. And then when they signed the Emancipation Proclamation, the motherfucker said, okay, I tell you what. Now, Mr. Winsler, you can't. You know where I got that from, right? Mr. Winsler off the Boondock. Mr. Winsler, you don't own them Negroes no more. But I tell you what we can do. We'll cut you in on it, but they got to work for the company now. Yep. And who is the company or the corporation? The United States of America.
You know who? So, you know who? If we want to sue somebody, you know who we can go sue? We could sue Spain. We could even sue the Pope, because he had something to do with keeping us in slavery.
Talk about it.
See, I don't want to talk about that. I'm about to get in trouble for that one. But you look at the Vatican and all our damn relics and all our knowledge and who we really are. They got that shit up on that shit gets so old that if you do open the goddamn shit up on you let me read the shit 30 years ago. I could have translated this shit.
Did you see when Richard Pryor did that show and he was like he was the help with these white archaeologists, and they went up in the goddamn pyramid, and he was like, hey man, these folks is blackjack. And they was like, hey, he can, and they closed the door with him in there.
Yeah.
Because he said, I got to tell everybody about this. They said, no, the fuck he won't. No, he will not. We'll tell them that the Egyptians were, well, y'all seen the Ten Commandments. Yeah. What them Egyptians on there look like?
Even look at
they ain't look like they were supposed to.
No.
I'm gonna even get deeper. Africa. Train a bunch of black women how to be warriors. Your ass ready to get fucked up. Mm-hmm. Because black women, and you got 30 of them with some spears, you don't train them. Mm-hmm. Remember I said I seen a dude, little African dude, that girl over there in Ethiopia, hungry as their ass is. She was just like, you belong to me. He was trying to walk off. She grabbed his ass by the back of his fucking shirt and flipped his ass. He hit the door. He tried to get back up. She grabbed his ass again and hit his ass, flipped his ass again. Wasn't nobody saying shit.
Wasn't nothing to say.
Wasn't nobody getting in it. They just let her whoop his ass. That motherfucker got up. He was like, he was so dusty. He could barely stand up. He was like,
yeah.
And she still had a hold to his ass. And she was like, you going on to the house. He was
and what he do? Went on to the house.
It wasn't nothing else to do but go to the house. You know, y'all remember Muammar Gaddafi?
Yeah.
So Muammar Gaddafi, a big part of the reason why they wanted him gone is because he was trying to unite Africa under one banner and have an African banking system, and the African banking system would be backed by African jewels like, precious gems, stones, diamonds, oil, and everything else that they had in Africa. So he was going to use that. He's like, man, we don't have to go and use the American money, because in the what is it, the petrodollar or whatever, that's the money that is used on every scale in the world. Internationally speaking, when you start trade internationally, everybody uses the U.S. dollar, but then the dollar started to depreciate in value. So Muammar Gaddafi wanted to unite Africa and say, man, look, we can use our own money. Mm-hmm. We can have one union in Africa, and guess what? We bagged our own shit up. It ain't like, how you were talking about Fort Knox, and guess what he had? All of his security detail and all of them was black women.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. And they were not I tell you what, do you remember the movie Black Panther? The folks that was protecting the king? It was all women, wasn't it?
Right.
That was like a shout out to Muammar Gaddafi, because that's what he did. Mm-hmm. And everybody look at him like, well, he's an Arab. No, he didn't say that. He felt like he was an African. That's where he lived. The country that he was a part of was in Africa. Mm-hmm. He figured, hey, I'm African. It doesn't matter that I look like that because y'all motherfuckers came up in here and dropped y'all sperm off in the women, and it kept on going. That's the reason why the Egyptians now look Arab. All these people who are in Africa who look like they are Arabs, that they call it, those people weren't the original people there, especially in Egypt. in Mesopotamia. You see what I'm saying? Those people were dark skinned because, I mean, first of all, name one person you know go out in the sun, be out there all day for all their life and be light skinned still.
Nobody.
You gonna be burnt.
Even
you gonna be crisp.
Even me.
I'm gonna get burnt up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tan.
And you know what? The people of color, the black people in the United States, we're the only black people whose skin gets darker, like in the summertime in the sun. Like when you go to Africa, them folks' skin stay the same color all year long. Our skin changes.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because we always talk about Africa. Yeah, that too. We have to talk about that because that was really the starting point. But a lot of us that are here, our bloodline didn't originate in Africa. Our bloodline originated here in North America. I ain't gonna say United States because we talking about when it was still called Turtle Island. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look up Turtle Island. Turtle Island was what this area was called before the colonizers came over here and started to colonize. So all these people who talk about, well, this, that, I had a debate. It kind of got heated with this guy from, I think it was from Senegal. And so, I was, reading a lot. And so brothers would walk away, hey, assalamu alaikum, brother. Wa alaikum salam. So anyway, it got back to this dude that I was saying that. So he comes to me and says, you shouldn't say that. Are you Muslim? I said, by definition, a Muslim is one who submits his will to God. So I guess that means all of us are, including Jesus Christ, right? He was like, oh, he ain't like the other black folks over here who they feel that a lot of us are ignorant. Yeah. So I said, okay, well, assalamu alaikum is Arabic. I said, that's not a native African tongue. I said, but you speak French too, don't you? He said, yes. I said, France is in Europe, but you're from Senegal. So you speak Arabic and you speak Francais, but you're from Senegal. That's a West African country. But you speaking languages from you're speaking languages from two other continents. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you up here telling me what I shouldn't say because what you deem is me not being a Muslim, when it's kind of like we all are. If we submitting our will to God, by definition, that would make you a Muslim because that's what that is. He was meaning was Islam my faith? Okay, even though Islam isn't my faith, what if I speak Arabic? Are you gonna tell me not to say this one phrase in Arabic, which just means peace be unto you? Yeah. I come unarmed. You see what I'm saying? I didn't see dude no more. Everybody was like, man, get him. I'm like, nah, hold on, this ain't that. We gotta have a conversation. It ain't about one up nobody. Yeah. He thinks I'm ignorant. I need to let him know you kind of being ignorant by trying to. If you feel like I'm doing something wrong as a black man, why not try to correct me instead of try to chastise me? And then you're doing it inaccurately. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about because you sit up here speaking French all day. You don't even speak Arabic as much as you speak French. Yeah. You speak French more than any other language, and that is because the motherfuckers from France came in your country and took over, knocked all the tables and shit over, and said, now we run this shit. Here go our flag, we run it. This is ours. It happened in Senegal, it happened all over West Africa, South Africa, everywhere.
What happened when Christianity first took over? Wasn't there a lot of killing?
The Crusades, the Crusades, what they call the Holy War has been going on even to this very day. Yeah. If you really think that shit was over with, look at every time the United States be like, hey man, we going to war, they got us fucked up. Where they go? Don't they go to an Arabic speaking country? Why? Because those people are Muslims, right? And those countries are considered to be Muslim countries. So what is the United States? Isn't America considered to be a Christian country? So you got Christianity going against Islam still. And if you read the books, they're damn near identical. I'm just telling you what I know from what I've seen. When I found out that the Quran had verses in there talking, the first time I ever touched the Quran, I was in the library. Because I was like, let me see. Don't read that. You don't need nothing but the Bible. I said, man, fuck that. I want to see I want to prove. I want to see for myself. I opened it up, and the first thing I started reading about was Moses and the Exodus out of Egypt with the Israelites. And I'm like, it said Holy Quran. But this is in the Bible. I read this in the Bible. That's in Exodus. But this is not Exodus. This was, I forgot what it was. But I was just like, okay. And those are still considered to be the Abrahamic religions. The Abrahamic religions are Judaism, Islam, Christianity. Well, Christianity came out of Judaism. And Judaism, there's a debate between whether Judaism is older than Islam or Islam is older than Judaism. You see what I'm saying? And Christianity came about because Jesus Christ came and said, hey, man, y'all is not doing this the way it's supposed to be done. That's why the learned men, the Pharisees, was mad. Because they was like, hey, man, that boy down here 12 years old, he teaching us some stuff that we don't want the folks to know. And he already know how did he find out? The churches who killed Jesus. It wasn't Pontius Pilate.
Hold on, I have a question for you. If the church killed Jesus and his belief and his teaching then where the Bible come from and the teachings in?
Somebody had to make the money off of it.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Keep on teaching to me.
I'm just trying to tell you what.
Come on,
When they say if God hate a liar, I'm trying to tell you what God love.
I just want
Truth.
Cause see, y'all gonna give me a book to read on some rules that y'all killed the dude that had the rules, but y'all gonna say, well, since we killed him, we gonna set up some rules. We want y'all to follow them now.
And when you look at the Bible, it said the words of Christ in red, right? Read every word that's read in the Bible, and that's probably like a 30-minute speech. Think about it. Go in the Bible, because he only talked in the New Testament, right? So if you go and read every single word that Jesus spoke in the Bible, that's about a 30-minute conversation, and that's it. He did a lot, but everybody, you got four whole
put
gospels.
their own stuff in there.
You got four whole gospels about what they said Jesus did and what was going on around him, but Jesus didn't say that. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John said it, and y'all stories don't even, you know what, hold on. Y'all stories don't even match up.
Ain't them the same dudes that got down on them when the stuff hit the fan?
If I got 12, you know what, in Memphis, I don't know about anywhere, but in Memphis, if it's more than 6 y'all walking around, that's a gang. And it was 12, well, it was 13 of them.
Hold on, what you think Jesus would
And they let it happen.
Hold on, what you think Jesus would have did if they would have locked Jesus, instead of killing him, locked him up for about 10 years.
And then let him out.
And then all them dudes that supposed to be his 12.
They the one gonna come pick him up from jail like we finna party.
Everybody show up. Cause see, hold on. Everybody got ghost on him. He been there doing push-ups.
Oh, he finna get with it.
He finna get their ass.
Hey, but you know what?
Somebody gonna be lower though. Everybody out of the 12, 4 of them gonna show back up. And you know the other ones left town.
And they probably, because there's like, hey man, you heard Jesus finna get out. Oh, for real?
Shit, man. Let me get on
bruh seems.
Come on here,
Hey, bruh, man, Yeshua be overreacting, man. Remember that time we went to church? He knocked over all them folks up. Man, he had to do all that. Man, they weren't supposed to be doing it, man. Look, the man been in the joint for he been in there about 10 years. The last thing you want is the dude who can say, I'm going to turn this water into wine. I'm going to put this stick in the water and find out where the axe is, and it's going to be put back together. I'm going to talk to somebody. They're going to come back to life. You don't want that dude locked up for 10 years to be doing exercise, trying to figure out how he going to get you back for running off and snitching and shit.
Yeah.
Judas. Joey, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. What if Judas what if Peter and Paul don't got Judas fucked up?
I think Peter and them probably flies down. They be like, man, we going to tell them Judas sold him out.
Yeah. Judas, they don't even know. Judas the one picked Jesus up from jail when he got out.
Yeah, and then look, they were telling Thomas what they were gonna do. Thomas was like, I doubt it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and look, they got Judas messed up. He still got some of that silver
biblical
too.
humor.
He's like, hey, they gonna try to slick and say the gods gave me this money, but I wonder why Paul just kept telling me to take this bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how they feel like when the police roll up on you and throw the little bag up.
Yeah.
And one of them other disciples don't set Judas up. Mm-hmm. Hey, hold the bag for me right quick.
Right.
So he see the police folks walking up.
They done gave him the bag.
You know what I'm saying? That's so messed up. I ain't mind.
Hey, come hold it. You know, man, what is it? Big? Oh, man, come on, bro. Freeze. Oh, man, where Jesus at? Man, look, there you go and hunt. You can have that. Like, that's all we want. All we want is Jesus and the bag.
Yeah. And then they gonna say Jesus kissed Judas on to let him know that we're going down. How you know? Judas was like, hey man, these motherfuckers snitching. You better run.
Right. And they was like, all right, Judas, you mess around if you want to. We got something for you too.
And Peter Paul like, damn, he telling Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Plotting on him.
Yeah, Judas like, man, you better run. Man.
Get on away from yonder.
With the mess. And then somebody gave me a bag of weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
30 shekels of silver.
Yeah. 3 grams.
Yeah, that way. Yeah.
Y'all silly.
No, I'm dead serious.
I know.
I'm so serious right now. I'm just glad because a lot of hey man, I done almost came to blows many times on this same conversation.
Yeah.
And I wasn't saying none of what I'm saying. I was just look, in the Bible it said this. Here go the Bible. I'm reading it off to them. They ready to fight.
About religion. You can supposed to fight you.
I know.
When
he stood, I said, man, look, I tell you what, you step one more step closer, and that dude you keep talking about, it's gonna take him to get me up off your ass. Keep on playing with me if you want to. Don't let these books and shit fool you, man. I'll fan your ass like it's hot outside. take Jesus to get me off your ass. You better go ahead on. Hey, Jesus, you better talk to him. You better, hey, try Jesus. Don't try me. 'Cause I fight.
Yeah.
Still.
But you know what? I'll make it sarcastic when they get mad and heated. Cause you got to calm it down.
Yeah, somebody you have to cooler head prevail.
Cause
I already go that day. I ain't gonna lie.
I asked their ass, was you there?
No.
Okay. Matter of fact, can you trace your heritage back 5 generations? If you can't trace your generation 5 generations back, you can't say shit to me because you don't know where the hell you came from. Right. All you know, you could be from Poland somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you don't know.
You don't know.
Because in my family history, my family on my dad's side, my bloodline has been in the same area in Tipton County ever since the mid 1700s. Now, I'm not saying yes or no that we came over on slave ships, but I do know that my grandmama said, "Boy, you know we Indians." I was like,
"Indians?
What?"
No, I'm African.
And they were like, "Oh, doing all that." And I was like, "Okay, I'm a little kid. I'm like 4 or 5 years old." I'm like, we ain't no Indians," because I was going off of the pictures that I saw on TV about the red man with the feather and he doing all that.
There was a lot of black Indians.
And the ones that we calling Indians, those people, the reason why they call Indians not because of Christopher Columbus, because they were indigenous to this area, meaning they already were here before Christopher Columbus even knew this shit. Before there was a such thing as a white person, there were black people on this continent, and they were living here.
Put it like this.
By the time them other folks came over, they started mixing. That's where the red man came from.
Hold on. If you won't even look at the history, Aztecs were way before Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, the Aztecs, the Inca, and the
Maya.
Maya.
I got pyramids here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means people were here before he got here. They wanted.
Right.
Okay, we was talking about them dudes, them black dudes that were walking all the goddamn time. What's their name? Starts with a M.
You talking about the Moors?
The Moors. Now the Moors was walkers.
No, they was all of that.
Hold on, walkers. And
they did way more than walk. These were the people who taught the Portuguese how to navigate in the ocean.
But what I mean is, when we had the land bridge, everything kind of connected a little bit. Mm-hmm. Even if they had to walk, if you even look at it, if they really won't get to you, walk your ass all the way up in Canada, start walking east or west, and you're going to come to another country. Walk back down south. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to walk through some cold, some ice, but you're going to get to another country. Okay. Before that, different land mass was situated a different way before they had the little earthquakes and all that shit, you know, whatever. They were doing a lot of walking and teaching to each place they would go.
Yeah.
Because they got stuff toting, you know what I'm saying, where they walking, you know, like a caravan. Mm-hmm. So, okay, we're going to start deep down in South America. You got some Aztecs. Okay, y'all gave us a little gold. Y'all gave us some corn and some grain and stuff. Okay, we're going to walk on up north, and then we're going to walk west or east. Okay, well, we got this over here in Africa. Okay, cool. We got some black folks. Okay, look at it. Can y'all grow this right here? No, well, it's hot. Okay, this is what we can show y'all what we can grow because we got this one over here.
Right.
Okay, we're going to keep on walking. We be back through here, though. We headed to China. Okay, China got a lot of little stuff that they got. They got some gunpowder, some herbs, and spices and stuff like that.
Jade
stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to give y'all some of this corn and some of the stuff we got from Egypt. We'll let y'all have some of this, but you're going to give us some of what you got, and we're going to take it on back to them. Now, when we come back through Egypt was drawing and shit, wasn't they? So was the Chinese, right? Chinese was writing shit down.
Calligraphy.
They said all of a sudden some black dudes walked up, and we traded with them. Mm-hmm. Then they went back through Egypt. Egypt said, well, we can't write everything down, but we can draw their little black ass.
No, well, okay, the thing is, they didn't, when we say drawing, there was a difference between writing and the hieroglyphics. The hieroglyphics were hiero meaning words, and hiero means God. Yeah. It had something to do with God. So basically, the hieroglyphics was the language of the gods. So only the priesthood knew how to write, read, and understand the hieroglyphics because they used the hieroglyphics to initiate more people into the priesthood. Mm-hmm. Everybody else just wrote regular shit. Like you know how to write your name, but do you know how to write your name in calligraphy? That take a whole lot more to do. So the calligraphers were the ones, and the artisans were the ones who did the the hieroglyphics.
Right now, what's going on? Hey,
Right, and how and they told
JD,
stories.
I need for you and her to go out there and sit and look up at the sky and tell me is there a star right there if it moves.
Right. And it might not. It might not be okay. You go out there tonight and look at it. It might be like for the next 1,500 years, we got to make sure we watch this star and see if it moves, and then whatever it does, write it down. And they started to map. The Dogon tribe had mapped out the universe before NASA and them had even decided that they wanted to be a space, a space agency, if you will.
Yeah, I've seen them do that.
So, those people, and then when you spoke about the Aztecs, the Inca, the Maya, the Aztec, the Olmecs, do you know what we call them folk now? They disrespect the shit out of them folks all the time, the Mexicans.
Yeah.
That's those people, and those people were black too.
They were black.
But they still ended up coming down and being with the people we call Mexicans now.
Right.
So when it was real disrespectful when Trump said that we gonna build this wall to keep them folks out. Man, them folks is probably gonna be the man. I'm not being racist, but those are probably gonna be the people who you gonna commission to build the wall.
Look, those are the Indians that ran down to Mexico.
No, they didn't run down. They just were. See, you gotta look at all the states are named after something, right?
Yeah.
All of those were indigenous people's tribes' names. Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Oklahoma, California. You see what I'm saying? Illinois. All of these different states were named after the people who were living there prior to the Europeans getting over here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're I mean, some of them are like smaller, tight-knit. Like this area right here, we in Tennessee. So the Tennessee Indians, you might have had the Tennessee Indians, the Blackfoot, the Black Hawk, and then of course you might have had some Cherokee, because Cherokee was that's not the actual name of them, but the ones that we call the Cherokee Indians, they were so spread out because they were a bigger tribe. So you know how you got a gang and you got they one gang, but they 5 different places. This one got this name, but they still fall under the same gang name, but they got different sub names.
Yeah.
So that's where the Tennessee Indians and the Mississippi Indians and all that came from, because they were much like, well, we got this area on lock, and then they had the League of the Iroquois, so they got 5 main. Listen now, they had 5 main Indian tribes. Those chieftains got together and formed a coalition. You know how in New York back in the day they had what they call the mafia, the 5 families? Because the 5 families came together. Hey man, you know what? We doing this, y'all doing this, but what if we all came together? You know how much stuff we could do? We could control the government. We could run the country. And then here come Las Vegas. You see what I'm saying? Nevada, there was some Indians called, named the Nevada Indians. And then you had other subset Indian cultures inside of those areas. So when they started drawing them lines of separation between these different states, that was some shit that happened after the 13 colonies. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So once they came over here, they started drawing those imaginary lines because, hey man, look, I need to be able to run this, but I can't run it with you here because you're trying to run something too. So I tell them, I'm gonna draw this line. You run everything over there. I'm gonna run everything over here. And then we work together on whatever we gonna agree on. And then everything else, you do it how you want. I'm gonna do it how I want. It's the same way now. You can go to Mississippi and a law exists, and you come to Tennessee and it's like, that ain't illegal here. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So each state is a sovereign nation into itself. Each state in the United States.
Now, if you mess around, we from Tennessee. We feel like we go over Mississippi, you in trouble.
Especially if you don't know.
They laws.
I was just gonna say, what people get in trouble with a lot? Gun laws.
Yeah.
I'm licensed to carry and this, that, the third, but then you go to New York, you be like, oh no, you can't have it here.
Yep.
I'm registered.
Texaco played for New York Giants, shot himself, did 2-3 years in prison.
Yeah.
And wasn't able to come back and play football or shit.
Really?
He was good shape, was still top receiver. Simple fact, he shot his own self, clean, fuck around, messing with, because a lot of folks though, I'm military. Everybody shouldn't have a gun.
No. I agree with that.
When you get a police officer that shoot himself, a police officer that had that gun all the time, everybody ain't supposed to have no gun.
Nah.
Because see, first thing, why would you check the chamber and look down the barrel? You know what I'm saying? You get the gun, you was like, well, I don't know if it's around in here, so you turn the barrel to your face and uncock it.
And then shot yourself in the face.
That's just stupidity right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Do that.
Or at yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to point toward yourself and pop yourself in the chest. You know, any kind of gun safety. A lot of people don't know how to clean their guns. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like that gun gonna shoot at any time. Man, you don't need to give us some dust up in there.
And then that oil get gunked up, and now it's gonna be messed up now.
Something crazy. So everybody shouldn't have a gun.
No.
And I said a lot of people get stuff like that, and you be saying to yourself, you don't even know the rules behind this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To have a, like say for that lady up in the Capitol, she know how to tote a gun. She knows how to shoot. Mess around. Them folks, they can play if they want to. That lady pop a cap shot, and when she unload that clip, I guarantee you, if it's 12 in that clip, 6 folks dead. 6 to 8 folks are dead.
What they say, 6 dead, 5 injured. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Cutting up in this.
Like you see a lot of folks, our people, because it's Black History, they get a gun, and you see them shooting and stuff. I went to the range and seen people shoot like this.
Yeah, but you know what the bad part is? Watch this. Where did they get that from?
TV.
No, it was a specific movie.
Untouchable? What?
You remember Lethal Weapon when Riggs jumped out and he had them guns, he was shooting them sideways like that? That was an action movie. And so now they call it the gangster style when you're doing this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But we got it from a white dude. The first drive-by that was ever recorded was in the 1920s, and it was some Italians. It wasn't no black gang members. It was some Italian gang members.
They used to do that a lot.
You see what I'm saying? That's the first time it was recorded where somebody drove up, started shooting, and kept driving. Up until then, they just got up, started shooting, and then got in and drove off.
Look at our city, right? City of Memphis. Look at the crime right now. Look at the gun violence on young folks shooting young folks just because somebody looked at them wrong. One dude and his girlfriend, they just got the girlfriend too. But they shot at some other dude up in a little shopping strip. Because the dude said that the ex-boyfriend said the way she was raising her kids. So they going to get into a gunfight. And now you finna go to jail. Somebody got to watch your damn kids. Because your stupid ass don't got caught up fighting and shooting at somebody. Because somebody said something that you didn't fucking like. Maybe she wasn't taking care of kids right.
And
maybe it hurt.
But that's what most of it end up at. Somebody say something, you don't like it, they go back and get a gun.
And now and that's all they can, because they don't have rationality.
They don't.
Now who do it hurt? The kids now. So now
Yeah.
mama and daddy gone to jail. And grandmama got to raise the kid. Grandmama don't got us up a certain age that her rules are so lenient that I'm 12 years old and I'm selling drugs out the house already. Cause grandmama, she don't even know.
Yeah.
She don't even know how to work her phone over there. So she sure don't know I got 2 pounds under the bed in the room.
What that smell here? I don't know what that is, Grandma. Oh, okay. You need to
mustard.
clean your room. You need to go take a bath.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole time, that's that package up under the bed,
Yeah. And
waiting to be
she
sold.
Don't know, he got 2 pistols under the bed too.
Yeah.
Look what just happened in my neighborhood. Young boys. Everybody got guns.
Got them and don't know how to
Some
use
parents, the parents is listening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they walking up and down the street. What happens if that been your child that gets shot? What do we do? Do we feel sympathy? When we know, when we know that this is a bad kid, or we looking at the parents ain't doing nothing with the kid and just letting them run amok until we see them stand on the side of the corner with that sign trying to collect some money for their funeral. Or you getting them phone calls or these texts or email asking for help or donation for your kid. You know what I'm saying? It's finna get even funkier now because I heard some little twisted. Now they blaming each other who gun they belong to. Now when the other one get out and say you blame me,
it's gonna
It's
keep on going.
It's gonna be
We were joking about Jesus getting out of jail. Okay, he get in trouble. He get out of jail. Hey, man, they said you told them I did that. That was my gun.
Yep.
And the bad part about it is, that's the chess game that the police would play with you. They would literally come in there and they would tell you, hey, look, JD, Lady J said you the one shot that club up. And then they come and tell you, Lady J, Joe said you shot the club, but they tell you, hey, Lady J and JD said you did the whole time. Wasn't damn one of us involved. So then you say, she said I did what? Well, no, she been out here selling food stamps. Now I'm snitching because I think you done snitched on me, so now I'm mad whole time. They just, they need something. They make money off of closing cases and locking folks up.
You brought up a movie, Lethal Weapon. Remember that time when what you call shot his son's best friend?
On the
It was like
part,
the first one or two.
Lethal Weapon 1 or, yeah.
It was like, remember, the boy would show up to the house. His son, you know, cause the boy roll up, bumping the music. His son go out there house. The dad looking out the window.
Murtaugh.
Then a couple days later, the boy got into some trouble, and he ended up shooting the boy. Mm-hmm. And when he took the little mask off his face, he was like, God.
And that was the boy that been coming to his house picking his
daughter
daughter.
Yeah. He was like, man, how I'm finna tell my son that I just shot his little friend that was doing some mischief. Mm-hmm. Now, what if that had been one of his neighbor's kids? How could he have, say for instance, I'm in here, you know, I got equipment and stuff like this. And one of my neighbor kids done broke up into my house and think I'm gone, and I kill him. I shoot him. Am I a bad neighbor now?
No, I don't
no,
think
you are. You're
protecting.
protecting. You doing exactly what you have the legal right to do within the law. You can protect your family, your home, you can protect yourself, and that includes your family, your home, and everything that your belongings.
Right. But how do you deal with your neighbor now that you just shot their kid?
Hey, how you doing? You doing all right?
Well, if you had taught your kid right,
I ain't gotta go into all that. They know they ain't. If they child and broke in my house and I done blowed that ass off, they knew they done messed up something, so they better not come to me with that. Now, if they do, hey man, look, I done just got one of y'all. No, I'm gonna say that I'm serious. I'm like for real. Like you have to. At some point in time, we gotta start using some fucking logic. Hey man, you shot my son. Well, where was your son at when I shot him? Well, he was in your house, with a mask on, and he pointed a gun and he had my daughter like this with the gun. So I shot him. Now what you want to talk about? Well, that was my son. Yeah, and he had my daughter. So would you rather me let your son kill my daughter? Because if your son had killed my daughter, now I gotta kill you and him.
Or vice versa. Say like you got a daughter. Daughter get grown. She started dating a boy, right? Mm-hmm. You know him and his parents. Your daughter called you and said, man, this dude don't beat the brakes off of me for no reason. I can't even fucking see out of my eyes. What do you do?
Well, with that, okay, I tell you what, we're going to do this two different ways. Either one, I'm coming to get you, and I'm bringing you home if you leave that boy alone. Mm-hmm. That's it. If I can do that, I don't have to go to the second option, which is I'm going to come over there and get you, beat his ass into a coma, and then you're going to come home and you ain't going to see him. Either way it go, if he beating you like that, I don't need to get that call saying, Mr. Dow, we need you to come down to the hospital. For what? I ain't sick.
No, see what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I'm saying like I don't. What I'm saying is if
she in the hospital.
What I'm saying is if that happens in the first place, something led up to that. You see what I'm saying?
I'm asking you that. It's a young black lady just got beat up by an NFL player.
Okay.
Big white dude beat a black girl up.
I seen.
Beat the brakes off her. She in the hospital. Mm-hmm. As you a dad, what do you do? When you get that call, said he just told her to go sit the fuck down. She asked him why. He wasn't in a good mood.
He took it out
on her.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, I don't see.
I won't even say exactly how my moves would be. I know, like, a lot of people say, we're going to go over there, whoop somebody, we're going to go shoot somebody, but no, I'm going a different route. Because there's ways you can get your point across, and you ain't got to lift a finger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows somebody. Mm-hmm. And you ain't, like I said, I ain't talking about shooting and killing. You know what the scariest thing in the world was when I was back there, as they say, living in the world, is one of them elders walk up and say, hey, young blood, come here, let me holler at you. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. I got the thing on me now. He ain't got nothing but a pocket knife. But I know he ain't finna put his hand on me. He ain't gonna touch me. But the shit he gonna say is gonna just grab down in my soul and pull it up like that. Let me tell you something to my soul. Yeah. That's what we was afraid of that because them dudes wasn't gonna play. And if you gonna fight, now look here. I'm too old to be fighting, young blood. I'm gonna send your mama some meat she can't eat. You keep on playing me if you want to. I'll put some hot lead in you. And they'll tell you be like, and they ain't bullshitting because I go to jail. I got bond money. Be like, old school to retired. I'm not finna play with somebody come over here and message you. You be like, hey man, I ain't finna fight you.
Like I just told Can't Get Right. All of this shit hit the fan on the street, on the block, right?
And he in the midst of it.
I pulled him to the side. I said, come here. He said, what? Like what you said.
Yeah, like shit. I done fucked up and I'm in trouble.
I said, go take your ass home. And I don't want to see your ass walking the street no more for a while. He was like, what? Somebody went, I ain't scared. I said, there has been a hit put on this whole block. For the dude on the other block, truck that almost got stolen. Then they went back and shot this dude's house up. So he called back down to Mississippi home to his family.
Here you go.
And they don't came up here. OGs don't came. They waiting, they looking, they want to see, you know what I'm saying? They trying to catch them slipping.
Yeah.
Can't get right walking up and down the street at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, just walking, listening to some headphones, talking and singing.
Slipping.
They don't know he can't get right. They were finna get his ass.
They done pulled up. Hey, man, you know, blah, blah. No.
And I told him, I said, see, you don't know. I said, you can't get right. I said, it's a hit. I said, you will just, they won't know who shot you. We'll just hear a gunshot late at night, and then we get up, we hear the ambulance coming later on, or the early in the morning, we'll hear that can't get right, got shot, and they don't know who did it.
Well, where was he at, man? He was walking down the street. Well, somebody just shot him? I don't know what happened. And the folks who did it, you know where they probably at? Back wherever they came from.
Where they went
Where
to.
they came from.
And so, like I told him, I said, there's crime going on. Folks' cars getting broken into. I said, my back window got shot out. I said, man, we don't know who doing it. I said, I'm military. I'm shell shocked right now. I said, I'm praying every day that it ain't you. You
Right. Right.
I keep telling him, I said, no, it ain't him. It ain't him. Because I want to do something bad to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, so imagine how many neighbors that's sitting in their houses with their cameras and they sling and all that, watching y'all little ass.
Waiting. All that. Oh, there they go. There they go. There
They
they
don't
go.
even be watching. I got this camera that I had my partner, and he told me to put it in a special area where can't nobody see it. You know what I'm saying? So they watching everything. And that's the state of the world we in. You know what I'm saying? We at that point that folks delivering our food to the door. There's a lot of folks that ain't got no jobs. Dude pull up with the food. Some dude jump out the bushes.
Got him.
Want to rob 'em.
And
They
look,
don't care about the money,
it
man. They
didn't
just
even start out with the food. It started out with packages from like FedEx, UPS, and Amazon. Now it's like, oh shit, they dropping somebody food off at the door, ring the doorbell, and then take a picture and say, here go your food. It's on it. No, where you put it. What if you don't get that text? You be like, man, where the folks at? You go outside, you don't see nobody. You be like, oh. See, they sent me the text 30 minutes ago. What was that? Oh, I went to the bathroom. Bam. Okay, it must be out there. It's probably cold. No, it ain't cold.
It's gone.
It's ed up.
Yeah.
That sandwich is doo-doo now,
It's
Jack.
gone.
It ain't even that.
Nah, somebody ate
the
this shit
dude
up.
robbed the dude as he get out the truck because they hungry.
Yeah, it's
You know, like they up at the Capitol fighting on it. They gonna give us 1,400 or 1,000, right? Every day they let a day go by, somebody's stomach touch their back. Okay.
They don't care. They eat.
Now I'm gonna tell you, you got little Pookie them. They hustling right now. So they hustling and stealing. White people gonna start killing, cause it ain't making no sense to them. You know what I'm saying? We already been poor.
Yeah, we
know
look. What
how-
Cat
yeah.
Williams say? Oh, you know, now y'all just like us. Welcome aboard. We're gonna show y'all how to. Cause see, they going through the same stuff that they've been putting us through for all these years, and they don't know how to deal with it. If we lose our job and we bet the family ranch, we gonna be like, well, shit, let me go ahead and see who hiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that dude that went to the casino and he was on the crap table or something and lost his whole house down in Tunica. He came back here to Memphis, stood on the Hernando de Soto Bridge downtown and jumped. You know why? He couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
He would rather die than go home and tell the wife, baby, look, we gotta pack all this shit up. We finna move. What we finna move to? I don't know. We gotta get up out here. Why? I lost the house.
Yeah.
You lost it? We in it. We right here. What you mean you lost it?
Shooting craps.
Shooting at the crap table?
Mine.
Got him.
I was hot
He would rather
for a minute,
die
but then
because he
bam, I
couldn't
lost
face it.
everything.
He couldn't face it.
Yeah.
And we be like, hey, man, look, baby,
No, I be like, call your mama.
man, they done laid us off, and we, you know what I'm saying, this to the third, so, you know, I'm going to holler at my partner. He just got a lead position down at the warehouse. I'm going to see if I can, you know, or whatever, because all we have ever known how to do is survive and bounce back from the bullshit that other people dumping on us.
See if I come over. See if we go there and stay with your sister. No, we got 4 kids, but shit.
We
man.
all sleep on the floor.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
So,
You know what I'm saying? That's how we drive down the street and drop baby girl off. She seen some white people standing there with their kids on the corner. And she's like, man, let's get back because you don't really see that in Memphis.
shit.
I was like, I said, go up north. I said, you don't even see black people standing out. I said, you see so many homeless white people. Them are the people that they went around with Trump and said, hey, go $100, need you to get on this bus and go.
And tear some shit up.
Yep.
Look, they had white women walking up in there that looked like they had straight trailer park. Right?
Hair all stringing,
All stringing like that. I was looking at that. I was like, oh, they wouldn't got all the trailer park trash and stuff like that. I don't see no white women with like they just got their hair done, come up in there dressed all up and stuff like that. I didn't see that. I seen dudes teeth, women teeth missing.
Missing.
When you ain't got no teeth in your mouth, you ain't got good insurance. That means you stay. You don't care no more.
And the one that's in there is a brownish color, a brownish hue.
Yeah.
Like what kind of shit you been eating? You know.
You own a toothbrush.
Yeah.
What's that smell?
I be like, I don't know, huh? Hey, you know what? Just write it down. Don't say nothing else. Just write this shit down. You gotta be
like, you know, and I ain't being funny or racist or nothing like that. But I be asking some people, I be like, man, why the Africans be smell like pepper?
It's the season they use.
Yeah, they a lot of different ethnic groups have a certain
damn pepper.
Yeah, they use it in everything.
I tell you what, eat garlic for about a week and see how long you smell like garlic.
Okay.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I was like, why the hell somebody smell like y'all smell like pepper?
Because my grandmama told me that one time because she said she was something else, and so this guy was you know the folks from India. This dude, I was like. She was like, don't do that. You know, we in the store, and I'm like, Big Mama, man, he stink. So we got in the car. She was like, you know, yeah, he stink, but that doesn't mean he's not clean. They use a different type of body cleaning agents. Mm-hmm. We use soaps that got this perfumes and dyes and all that in there, so it smells different from the soaps that they may use. Their body just is clean, but they smell like that because she said the spices and herbs that they use that they cook with, it's in them and it comes out of their pores. You know how you done had too much to drink and next day you be like,
yeah,
funk, what they call funky drunk, and you just
so
reek.
You go to their house, you can smell it.
Yeah. But then they cooking with the stuff that they cook with is so strong, but it's good for you.
Yeah, and then I was listening to one dude. And then where I get my tea from, and he was like, he went to India or somewhere, and he was like, you know, have a health problem. He was like, the dude called him dumb and stupid. And he was like, why you call me stupid? He was like, where you from? He said, Africa. He was like, you know, he was just like, when did y'all start eating meat? He was like,
they been eating meat for some years now.
He said, but he named the meats. And he was like, you ain't supposed to be eating that.
And this is who told who that?
This was an Indian dude telling Dr. What's his name? With the teas? No, the herbal teas. He was telling him, the Indian dude, because he was during that time, he was doing research for them herbs.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And he was just like, that's your problem. You eating the wrong stuff. He was like, yo, genealogy don't call for all that meat. He said, what happens if you fry some bacon and you let it cool down?
Grease.
He said, what do it look like? He said, it looks the same way as you.
Grease.
He said, even over a period of time, he said, you wonder why your blood ain't flowing through your
cholesterol
because you now clogged up.
That plaque builds up in your blood vessels.
They might not know where the blockage or the build up at until you have like
a heart attack.
Or a stroke or something. Yeah.
And so now they got to put a stent in
you, or do a bypass, which is even worse.
Yeah. And so he was just like, you look at like our body, and I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist. Crack and drugs ain't nothing. Sugar is our enemy.
You know, sugar is considered a drug.
Like some people get addicted to sweet sugar.
Like if you I can't think of the name of it. I gotta find this book. There's a book and it has all of the lists. It lists all of the known or not known, but the recognized drugs. A drug is something that's considered to be something that is a mind altering. So you eat some real sweet stuff, you be like, oh, okay, I'm energetic. That did something to you. But if you have a high sugar intake, stop eating it and watch what happens. You be like, hey man, I need some candy. Because it's just like heroin. If you hooked on any type of opioid and you can't get it, the closest thing you can get to that is chocolate. Because chocolate is gonna make you have that. Chocolate makes your brain release dopamine. Dopamine is the thing that your brain releases to make you have the high feeling when you get high off of weed, drinking, sex, whatever it is. It boosts that up. So if you using something that makes that come about, you getting high for it. So you know, like, oh, sugar high, sugar rush.
Yeah.
And then after that, you like, man, I'm crashing. What it feel like?
Yeah.
You're like, man,
You all
I need to
drown-
eat some
yeah.
more sugar. I need something else to eat because you feel sick. You got the jitters. You about to throw up. You nauseous. And it's the same. Caffeine is another one. That's a drug
Yep.
too. That's
Yep.
considered a drug because if you drink enough, anything that you put in your body and you stop putting it in your body and you feel like you about to die, probably a drug.
Yep.
Because if you don't now, unless it's natural. If it's
Natural.
natural, like water, fruit, you be like, man, I ain't had no water 2 or 3 days. You can feel it. You be like, hey, man, I need some water.
Even-
You drink the water. As soon as you drink it, you good.
Look at like all the people that they said that has like a vision or something like that, or like when they was back in ancient Greek time when they would go to the professor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the oracles.
Oracles. Everybody was on drugs.
They
even Nostradamus, he was looking in that cup,
Yeah.
but he had some fumes and stuff. He was like, oh shit, damn, what the hell is? I see.
And then whatever they said, like, man, that shit was real as hell. Let me write this shit down because I think that looked like that could happen for real.
Imagine you get a hold of some good weed and you ain't smoked in a long time and you got creativity. You better have a notepad around yourself. Cause how you think they come up with these different foods and stuff that you be wondering what they come up with?
They high.
They were high.
That was a high meal.
A
Yeah.
certain song or a certain
Yeah.
movie or something like that that person sit back and they got good. I done been at the club. I don't got wasted. And all of a sudden, that idea came into my head and I sobered right up
Yep.
and was like, hey, y'all, I got to go home.
Because if you don't, you're going to
They
lose.
was just
You
like,
gonna lose
man, what's
it,
wrong with you? You was
gotta
just
go and
drunk.
do it. Yeah.
I was like, I ain't drunk no more.
Yeah.
And they was just like, how you know?
I ain't even drunk, Elster. Like, look at Uncle Woody drunk ass over trying to act like he ain't drunk. He drunk.
But go right home and record some stuff.
Yep.
Because I was just like, ooh, I gotta get this out of my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm driving her to try to get home because I'm like, oh, it's about to leave. You know, you gotta go on and when it's that time.
Yeah. You have to go on
gotta
and
go
write
and
it
do
down.
it.
Mhm.
You got to go on and get like you have a dream. You can't write that dream down 3 days later.
Unless you remember it. But the bad part is if you wake up from a dream and you move like this right here, you're going to forget most of what you just dreamed.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said if you want to, I was reading about dreams and like what they mean, stuff like that. It's like if you want to remember a majority of your dream, as soon as you wake up, whatever position you're in, try to be still and just think. Because as soon as you move, your brain starts to thinking about what you're doing and what's next. Before you move, you have to think about it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you move, you had to think about it. So that means now your brain is in a
moved on to
waking
something
mode.
else.
Yeah, it'll move on to something
Mm-hmm.
else. But if you just be still, like, I just dreamed, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you get up and write it down.
Okay.
That's why I say keep a notepad or something beside your bed. So if you have a dream, wake up, write it down before
Yeah.
you, because as time, 3 days later, you might be like, man, I dreamed such and such last night. Then 3 days later, okay, tell me about the dream. Man, I forgot. I know the main part, this happened,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can't remember what the rest of it was because you have like, what is it, 10,000 thoughts a second?
Ooh, yeah.
So it's somewhere up in there, and this is every second of the day, every day, nonstop. It's not just when you talking.
Well, check this out, y'all. We gotta get ready to get out of here. I gotta finish some stuff up, and we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we talking for a minute.
When they see us tomorrow?
Tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening.
Afternoon, 6 o'clock. You see, we got donations needed. Post it. You make a donation, y'all. Help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? We are growing. So if it is in your heart, okay. If it ain't, keep it pushing. And we ain't gonna get ready to get out of here, baby. We'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon, baby.
Have a good one.
We'll get with you.